This is a true story of a couple fishing buddies whose names may or not be fictitious in nature. It goes something a lot like this. Way down by the county line there lives a dear old pal of mine who thinks fishing's all there is in life. He's always a-bugging me to go on a fishing spree. I'd rather go than listen to him gripe. So we set off this early morning with fishing poles and a can of worms. I knew from the start it wasn't right. Well, nothing went as it should, and never have I understood how anyone could have this bad of life. We're gone fishing, we're gone fishing. For better or worse, or good or better, we'll do everything to be together. We're gone fishing, we're gone fishing. We stopped and got an ice cold beer, thinking it might bring us cheer. I knew things were going to get real bad. We pulled up to the fishing creek, things were looking mighty bleak. I didn't like the feeling that I had. And as the boat slid in the creek, I noticed that it sprung a leak. Baker had the plug in his hand. And as the boat sank out of sight, it's awful hard to be polite, but he's my pal, don't you understand? We're gone fishing, we're gone fishing. For better or worse, or good or better, we'll do everything to be together. We're gone fishing, we're gone fishing. Well, 3 hours later, cold and shaking, all my bones are just aching. We got the boat floating on the creek. Baker had his fishing line wrapped around the pole of mine, and a fishing hook firmly in his cheek. Well, all the worms went overboard. I knew the fish were overjoyed. Never did they have such a feast. I looked around to hear the sound of water splashing all around, and there was Baker floating in the creek. We're gone fishing, we're gone fishing. For better or worse, or good or better, we'll do everything to be together. We're gone fishing, we're gone fishing. He still had his fishing pole, said he was mighty cold. If I would help, he'd surely appreciate. I finally got him in the boat, not a word did he spoke. In his eyes was the look of hate. We drifted on back to town, thinking of all the fun we found. Our fishing spree had come to an end. My pal never asked again to take me on a fishing binge, and to this day's never been again.
You know, it's hard to end the song without talking about a couple more episodes that were not included. Seems Baker and Chuck were on their Honda four-wheeler, and Baker was holding both fishing poles while riding on the back seat. The fishing hooks caught the front wheels, wrapped around the back tires and over both riders, and before they got stopped, it looked like they were covered in saran wrap. Another time they put out set hooks for some catfish, and the next morning noticed a big old crane had swallowed a hook and was firmly caught in his beak. The crane, being on a short tether, could only jump up and down, so they decided a rescue was in order. Baker grabbed the crane around the neck, and Chuck commenced the delicate operation of hook removal. After the successful operation, the crane flew off, and the last thing they saw was their minnow buckets floating down the river. Baker forgot to tie them to the boat.
We're gone fishing. For better or worse, or good or better, we'll do everything to be together. We're gone fishing.